Good afternoon, Coach Kerr. My name is Eduardo Agra from ESPN Brazil, and I would like to hear from you your thoughts about the contribution of the two Brazilians that you have on the team, Anderson Varejão and Leandro Barbosa.
Anderson and Leandro are fantastic, great teammates. They bring a lot of joy to our locker room, a lot of humor, a lot of energy. They both play support roles. They haven't played a ton of minutes in the playoffs, but the minutes they do play are very important. I thought when they were out on the floor together in Game 7 against Oklahoma City, they had an enormous impact on the game. Anderson played 1 minute and 51 seconds, and he had 2 assists, a basket, and he took a charge. And his hair was flying everywhere, and he was howling these emotional shrieks and yells that was, that were getting the crowd going and his teammates going. And I thought the game changed when he went out there. LB's been the same way for us, last year and this year. Instant energy, and they are both loved by their teammates.
Right here in the front.
Janie McCauley from AP. What is this like for you the second time around as a coach and everything that you went through this year to get back to this point? And do you reflect on anything that you learned last year in the finals that you can take?
Yeah, my before last year, the previous time that I'd been in the finals was as a player in 2003. So 12 years passed before I made it back, and the difference in the media setup, the amount of media, the requirements, media being allowed in practice, having to practice in the arena, totally disrupting the kind of the daily schedule that you're normally on throughout the regular season. It's all very different. And so last year, I think it was a little bit of a shock to our guys' system to have to change our routine. This year, we've been through it. We're used to it. I don't think it'll bother us.
Fourth row on the right.
Coach, Lisa Su from Tencent. First question, did you see any different or mentality improvement from Draymond Green since the Game 3 to Game 7?
The just improvement in his play? Or
I mean the mentality part.
Oh, his mentality?
The instant, from the Game 3 to the Game 7, he really, step up. Did you see any different from him?
Yeah, I thought Draymond did a much better job of not complaining to the referees. After Game 3, he was sort of on probation, and so he when he had bad calls, he may have discussed those calls with the referees, but he did it in a better way, and he didn't get himself in any trouble. And he knows he's got to be somewhat careful because of the technical foul rule and the flagrant stuff as well.
And then second question, you were saying the two teams definitely going to play faster than last year. So what do you expect from the big guys of your team?
Well, we have to be ready to cover a lot of the floor. They have 3-point shooting bigs with Fry and Love, so we can't lose sight of them. But we've got to try to protect the rim as well, and that's a big challenge. Just like teams that play us with our shooting and spacing, it's hard to cover all that court. But that's what this series seems to be about. Both teams are shooting a lot of threes and trying to run, and it'll be a very difficult defensive matchup for both teams.
John in the middle, and then Joe over here.
John Schumann, NBA.com. Coach, you talked a little bit about their floor spacing bigs. How does that affect the way you defend LeBron? Is it harder to make him a jump shooter when he's got so many weapons around him? He's shooting less from the outside than he ever has. I wonder if the supporting cast has something to do with it, do you think?
For sure, yeah. I mean, last year we generally were playing against two bigs, Mozgov and Thompson, so we were able to help more around the paint and force more jump shots. And it will be much more difficult now with Fry and Love, so our tactics will have to change a little bit.
Joe, last one here on the right.
Joe Barton, Cleveland.com. Hey, Steve. Kind of along those same lines, LeBron had such big numbers personally against you guys in the finals last year, under a far different set of circumstances with his team. Is he more dangerous or more difficult to guard when he's got this kind of help around him?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. He because he has more space, he has more room to roam, and he's so skilled. He can do anything, so he can kind of pick his spots when and where to do whatever he wants to do, whether it's shoot or drive or pass. So there's more room out there for him. They're very comfortable. They've been playing at a high level, and they've got a good groove going.